folks, you will first of all notice that these videos are no longer coming out at 11, they're coming out at 1. Slightly different, so hopefully that's okay. I just think it makes more sense. People in America, if you're just waking up, how you doing? People in Australia, just going to bed, good night. And if you're in the UK, what did you have for lunch? Anyway, right then, let's crack on. Lots of people watch these just sort of in the evening anyway, so I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. Good morning, good evening, and good night. Anyway, hi everyone, welcome back to the Liverpool series. Today we face Leicester City, former Premier League champions, and a game in which I'm hoping, at least for the most part, will be relatively straightforward. I mean, that's the dream. That's the hope of every football manager, I like to think. Yeah, and it should be an interesting one. The team, I don't know if they've made any changes. Anyway, we'll get to the game and we'll see if they've made any transfers. And we'll see if we get any injuries as well. We're only a day away from it. They're 12th in the league table. Just noticed there, by the way, Everton coming up next in the next episode. That will be, obviously, a Merseyside derby. And if they're not doing very well this season, we could maybe cement them as relegation candidates. Who knows? Mamadou Sakho won't be available for this Leicester game, but he wouldn't have played anyway. So is he really not available? That's the big question. Interestingly, we've also got Aguero's still out for 1 to 4 days with a calf strain. May well then indeed be back for that Merseyside derby, which is going to be touch and go with him. We've got Roberto Firmino up front at the moment, and we've been resting players too. Actually, are they still going to be okay? They said they've been rested for 1 day. Can I unrest them? That sounds strange. If I can just unrest them quickly, that'd be a call to training. Right, they should be back. They're all fit and ready to go, so I'm not too worried about that. Tactically, in this team, recent games anyway, we've been scoring a few more goals. We started off the season banging a few in, and we had a little bit of an iffy patch where we didn't score so many, sort of from the West Ham game where we got pounded to arguably, well, I guess the 5-1 against Napoli. But we went through a little spell of not scoring so many goals. I feel like the system's finally starting to click into place a little bit. We know what we're doing again, and the new players are gelling. Kevin De Bruyne, I mentioned him before, I mentioned him again, is the key to everything. If he starts to play a bit better, you can see in his last 4 games, 2 assists and 2 goals. So he's clearly finding a little bit of form. Sadly for us, though, today, also Builder Keita is now suspended, injured with a torn groin muscle. Not injured with a groin. That's all footballers have groins, generally too. And we'll move on. Let's submit the team then. And let's see what Leicester have been up to. Of course, this is their 2nd season after winning the league. I'm not actually sure where they finished last season. We might have to check that just to see how they got on as the teams get out there to have a little bit of a warm-up, which is always important if you're going to play football. Usually doesn't last this long, though. Right, where did Leicester come last season? They finished 15th, so they only really just stayed up, and as you can see, not Ranieri or Shakespeare, neither of which are managers anymore. Now, do they really interesting signings is the question. Sven van Beek, that's quite an interesting one, from Feyenoord. He's been brought in. Yeah, Yosu, interestingly, at my Spal team. If you're watching the Spalian job, you'll recognise him as well. Elsewhere, didn't spend a massive amount of money. Lacolte, he looks... It sounds like one of the yogurts. That's Yakult, isn't it? Similar, though. Nicholas Lopez from International. He looks like a decent footballer. Let's see. Who did they let go? Michael Caine, disappointing. Matty James went out as well. Zila, Tom Lawrence. So quite a few outs as well as some notable ins. So what they're playing in terms of system, I want to check this out. They're playing the 4-2-3-1. Sorry, Danny Drinkwater and Ndidi in the middle. Albrighton and Mahrez still in the side with Vardy and Yosu in the centre. Ben Chilwell, not known for his centre back exploits, but we're playing centre back today, which might be something we can take advantage of. Divock Origi's not short by any means, 6'1". It might even be worth floating in a few crosses. I mean, Wes Morgan's very good in the air and not the quickest. I mean, Divock Origi matches up quite well against both these defenders in different scenarios. So I guess we'll have to see how he gets on throughout the game. He should be working the channels, all things considered. I think he's just... Oh, hang on, is he on complete forward or is he on advanced forward? If he's on complete forward, I'm not sure he will be. Let's check that before we start. He's on complete forward. Sometimes he does do it. Okay, good. Right, because he's on the attacking way of thinking. He should be fine. There's the teams then coming out at Anfield as well. And I keep saying this in the episodes, but a must-win game. And these games are the must-win games. As people see in real life ever so often, this is the sort of game, I mention it all the time, Liverpool tend to choke in, and we've had a similar thing so far this season. West Ham, of course, again, the notable one. You think about where West Ham seasons led them. They are 14th in the table. It's De Bruyne's free kick. Oh my good. Muslera saves it. Was he the guy that was at Galatasaray? Is he... let me think of the nationality. Uruguayan? Yes, there you are. At Galatasaray? God, knowledge. I'm stunning. He was obviously brought in as well. I missed that one. So at least a free kick from De Bruyne. It doesn't find the back of the net, though. And to be fair, I don't think we've got a great deal of specialist takers in the side, really. You think about the wingers, I wouldn't say Salah, Mane or Keita are. I don't necessarily think Aguero is. You wouldn't say Origi was either. Of course, Trent Alexander-Arnold's playing in this game. Maybe he's the free kick specialist. Actually, shall we look at this just for the comedy of it? Now, of course, I'm recording this after Trent Alexander-Arnold has scored a beautiful free kick in the Europa League for Liverpool. So Champions League. Now, that's a bad thing to say. Regardless, 8 free kick taking. I bet it's at least 15 next season, and my God, I look forward to it. We'll keep a note on that. We'll keep that between ourselves, our little secret. What will Trent Alexander-Arnold's free kick taking be? I'm actually going to go straight in at 14. I'm going to go 14. Feel free to leave your predictions in the comment section as Mane takes it off them, and now it's Origi, chips it forward to Salah. That would have been a magnificent goal. It's actually turned out to be a Leicester save, but it was quite well worked. I mean, they played it straight to Mane, and you'd think in that sort of scenario, oh my God, now they've rolled it to him. Sadio into Divock, back to Sadio Mane. Can he get it across the box? He can chip it a bit. Salah's not the tallest. Forced to De Bruyne. Are Leicester okay? They're giving me the ball every time they try to, and Mane with a lovely finish. That man, by the way, Kevin De Bruyne with the assist, a 6th goal for Sadio Mane, but I'm kind of more happy about the fact that De Bruyne gets himself another assist. That's now 3 in his last, I think that's what, now 5 games, and he's looking very good. Great assist it was too, sort of a cross on the turn almost, and a great finish from Mane as well. Gives us the 1-0 lead. The Anfield crowd go wild, and we're looking pretty good. I might try and do like these videos are kind of going to be a little bit shorter because we're only doing one match in these. It is like a complete playthrough. I'd rather do one match per episode if it's just Premier League games. I don't really want 25-minute plus episodes because that's just a lot to watch. And if you want to watch these sort of every day, keeping them a little bit shorter makes a bit more sense. But what I'm saying is I might look at some of the information that's gathered through the old stats. It was Prozone, it's now just stats. So we'll have to have a look at that after this. Now, De Bruyne and Origi might be quite a nice partnership, you know, a bit of Belgian connection in there. Divock Origi's shot and goal saved. But with Origi's pace and with the craft of Kevin De Bruyne, you would think we'd have a bit about us in the middle. So we'll have to see if that works out. Henderson and Angolan in the centre should just be sort of feeding the ball to Kevin De Bruyne as much as possible. That's the sort of thing I would like to happen. There may well be a place in which we can make that happen even more, actually. Oh, free kick, I'm going to miss it. Flipping heck. De Bruyne free kick. Rattles it off the bar. He's gone for that corner twice now, and it's not quite worked out, because currently we are exploiting the flanks, but I think with the form Kevin De Bruyne's in, we should exploit the middle and just have our wing players, Salah and Mane, just staying out wide, sticking out wide, and being ready if De Bruyne gets it to be on the end of those balls, rather than focusing on getting the ball to them and then working it inside, or almost the other way around now, with De Bruyne being the focus and the central figure. And we'll see then if that makes any sort of waves in the second half. So far, though, good performance from us. 1-0 lead. Leicester, obviously, a bit of a defensive mix-up for about 10 minutes, and then we capitalised on that. Right, start the second half. Let's see how we get on. Leicester so far have offered very little. I mean, they've had one shot. It was on target, so I mean, there's something. Jamie Vardy up front is doing little to nothing. And you can see that actually we've moved up to 4th position at long last as the ball nearly finds De Bruyne. And Didi with a strike from distance. And, you know, that's classic Football Manager. Leicester have done absolutely nothing. They get one chance, Wilfred and Didi with the strike. And what a strike it was. It's arguably better than our goal, which was quite nice. The De Bruyne assist I did enjoy, but that is a bit of a, I mean, in fairness, that's a bit of a stunner. Joe Hart well beaten. Positioning was a little bit questionable. I mean, I didn't massively enjoy his starting position, but there we are. We're going to go attacking. This is a home game, half an hour to go. And they've brought a Marty on. They've taken off Drinkwater. De Bruyne corner. Can we get another goal from a De Bruyne assist maybe? And then go and heads it down. Henderson. And then Matip has his shot blocked as well. It's going to be another corner kick. And I think Kevin De Bruyne's going to take it. He is. And some of the crowd look very, very nervous as the ball's played in towards Joel. No, it wasn't Joel Matip. Sorry, it was Virgil van Dijk. And then Golan's going to recycle this. I don't necessarily think we've seen too much of Salah. I know he likes to cut in from the right-hand side. And he's not been able to do that in this game playing on the left. So we'll have a little switcheroo, shall we? And maybe bring Pastore on in the centre. I'm tempted to bring Lallana on. The problem is that we're getting decent performances out of De Bruyne. He's having the best game here, though, in fairness. Right, Firmino's going to come on. And I'm also going to bring on... There's such a temptation to bring on Pastore. It's just sort of late doors to get it and give it. He's got really good. He's like such a good technical player. Now, you compare him to someone like Adam Lallana. Adam Lallana's a good technical player. Pastore is arguably just that bit better. So I said that Lallana's actually got 18 technique and Pastore's got 17. Passing wise, I think the Pastore has him just, and dribbling, I think they're about the same. Look, Pastore is the worst signing in Liverpool history. I'm going to give him a chance to turn it around. I mean, it's such a waste of money. He's got to do something for me. As Newcastle are the team to leapfrog me now. Oh, chance. Alexander-Arnold. What are you going to do with it, son? Plays it towards Pastore and Ben Chilwell, who I assume is still playing at centre-back, intercepts. And now Damari Gray is just making 3 Liverpool players look absolutely ridiculous. As now Christian Fuchs. Oh, I don't like this because they're keeping a lot of the ball. They're not necessarily a possession-based team, though, Leicester. And they're playing it through towards Vardy now. Matip gets in, and now Williams is hopefully going to bring this away. Plays it up towards Firmino, who's a slightly... But I don't know if he's a slightly better hold-up player than Origi. I've not really seen Origi do too much of it in a Liverpool shirt. As Nangolan decides to trip Rog, and Nangolan is now going to be sent off for a second bookable offence. We do have the option of bringing on a central midfielder to help out Henderson in the centre. I think what we're going to do, this is awful. Pastore's coming off. We're going to put Alexander-Arnold in the centre because he can kind of play there as a box-to-box. And it's the most embarrassing thing. Oh, I feel awful because now I've brought Pastore on, said how great he is, and now I've taken him off. With 10 men, all of a sudden holding on for a 1-1 isn't the worst result. I mean, not ideal. I think we can all agree it's not ideal. And with 2 minutes to go, instruction-wise, maybe we should have continued to exploit the flanks and not exploited the middle. Maybe that wasn't the greatest thing. It's not as if Leicester had packed the middle, though. They had 2 wide players, 2 central players. And I just thought we could have got a bit of joy out of it. Mane's on that side. It was put in. Firmino's there. Oh, Mane's been given offside. Okay, I was trying to figure out why he was offside when the ball was played backwards, but it was Mane that was offside. And there we are, Liverpool 1, Leicester 1. I mean, when you look at the league table, it's not actually been the worst night for us in terms of results. Arsenal were beaten by Newcastle. Chelsea were beaten by West Brom. Everton got a win. Manchester United are the real winners tonight. They've raced off into the distance, and Spurs also got a 4-0 win. So those two are starting to pull away a little bit. We're on 33. We do leapfrog Chelsea with that point, but it's not really enough, is it? Into 5th position, and in fairness, only 2 points behind 3rd. I mean, that's not a disaster completely. With the Merseyside derby on the horizon, I was really hoping this would be a win, but with a 1-1 draw, you can't be too happy about it. Let's take a look at the Pro Zone then. We're going to look specifically at where our passes were going in that first half, comparably to our second half. If you go to the analysis page, I do believe that's where you find it. So if you go to passes, and this is not what I'm looking for at all. Where are the... Hang on a minute. Let's do this. Start this again. Teams, passes. You'd think I've played Football Manager before by watching the videos, but clearly not. A lot of passes intercepted. Holy smokes, we were playing quite long. Now, I don't believe we play a long style of football, but I mean, apparently we do. I mean, a lot of the passes, a lot of throw-ins as well were intercepted. Just not keeping the ball very well. That seems to be the key. I mean, we completed a lot of passes, in fairness. If we take a look at the first half then, a lot of these passes going out wide. I mean, you wouldn't say it was obvious, would you? And in the second half... Are as many doing that, or are we trying to focus centrally? Again, very similar scenario, but... Passing steps 100 in a game. For me, that's giving away the ball far too much. How many times did Leicester do it? 110. I mean, that's maybe slightly to be more expected, but it's not ideal. If we just take a look at average positions overall, we'll look at. I mean, I hate this. I wish you could have like your starting 11 and whatnot, but regardless, that's obviously the whole game. In the first half, were we slightly wider? We were a lot wider. And then, of course, the way it changed, I'm going to assume, based on what I've just seen there, we played far narrower. And with the wing players we've got, I think we can all agree together that was a mistake. So we won't be doing that again. It clearly didn't pay off for us. And we just congested the middle, didn't give ourselves any room to exploit teams. And when you've got Mane and Salah on your team, that's probably what you should be doing. Anyway, if you've enjoyed the video, a little bit of tactical stuff at the end as well, which I'll try and not make the same mistake again. Do leave a like if you want to see some more. Subscribe to the channel. And we'll live with care from It's Benji. Until next time, I'll see you again very, very soon. This light here, by the way, is making me so hot it's unbearable. What is going on?